So recently I had somebody reach out to me because they asked a really interesting question, and I wanted to share it with my YouTube community. And that was on peroneal tendinopathy and a stress fracture. Essentially, this person had both of these in their left foot, and I want to address with you guys kind of how you can go about returning to running in a very safe manner, especially if you've been diagnosed with peroneal tendinopathy.
It's about getting to the root problem.
Hey everyone, it's Dr. Heather here, and welcome to the YouTube channel. This channel was designed for you, specifically if you are one of my runners, on really how to go ahead and get back to running safely and effectively by utilizing various corrective exercises and rehab techniques right in the comfort of your own home, and get back to that running and that optimal performance that you're looking at achieving. Today we're going to talk about peroneal tendinopathy. Now, that's a big mouthful of a word, and you really may not understand fully what it is, so let's start there. So for those of you that don't know, peroneal tendinopathy involves the peroneal tendons and muscles, not the ligaments of the ankle, that attach the tibia to the talus and the calcaneus bones. So what we're looking at really here is the musculature that's on the outer part of the lower leg and how it goes ahead and attaches to those ankle bones. Now from here, the peroneal muscles aid with stability of the ankle and are designed to prevent an ankle sprain. So if you are somebody who has had numerous ankle sprains, you're already putting some stress, some wear and tear essentially on these peroneal muscles, but you're also creating kind of more ligamentous damage because you're getting those ligaments to tear when that ankle rolls. So from here, I want to address something with you guys because this might be something that maybe you don't know, you're not fully aware of, maybe your orthopod didn't really discuss with you, or your PT, but a peroneal tendinopathy is actually more of an overuse injury. When we look at other things like Achilles tendonitis, itis meaning inflammation, when we're looking at this one, it's actually more related to overuse injury because it happens numerous times, like especially if we were to increase mileage and things like that, training on different surfaces. So right there, when we're dealing with an overuse injury, we want to go ahead and make sure that the one thing we don't see an overuse injury go into is that stress fracture. Now, I did a great talk with a good friend of mine who's a PT. He talked about stress fractures, really that bone injury, and kind of understanding the difference between an overuse injury and a bone injury. Now, this was part of a workshop that we had done on shin splints, and actually you can catch his video inside my free shin splint course. And if you guys want to grab access to that, click the link I've left you down in that description box. But now getting back to the topic at hand, really understanding peroneal tendinopathy. So I want to go ahead and give you guys some strong bullet points, some tips that can really help you kind of get back to running safely and effectively, especially if you're now at that 80% mark. You're about to kind of get out of PT, maybe kicked out of PT. They're telling you, hey, we're kind of already done. We're wrapping things up. Well, the first thing is that we want to do is really have that gait analysis done. And I've really stressed this a lot in a lot of my videos right here on the channel. The gait analysis is a key thing for you guys, and I can't tell you that enough. The gait analysis is going to really allow for us to look at the entire leg's motion throughout that entire gait cycle, meaning exactly what's going on at the hip, the low back, the knee, the foot and ankle, everything that you can imagine. But the other key component here with the gait analysis is also going to allow us to see what's happening on the other leg. Because remember, running is a very single leg sport. So when we have that injury, unfortunately, a lot of times we put more emphasis on the other side of the body, which could lead to a different type of injury. So, one will just kind of compound the other. So it's very important. Let's get that gait analysis done. Let's really figure out what's been going on and really see how now, as you're coming out of PT, how we can really get you back into full running form and get that performance back up there for you. Now, the second thing I want to talk to you guys about is the fact of do not run every day. It is a little bit on the pointless side here, especially if you're coming out of an injury. Running every day is just going to lead right to that overuse injury, and it could re-aggravate your peroneal tendonopathy. So again, do not run every day. Construct a balanced training schedule where you have days off, you have recovery days, and you have other things you're doing like swimming on those other days to really allow for your body some success, some healing, and so forth. Now, this is something I do specifically with the clients, the runners that work with me virtually, and we really focus on training your muscle imbalances. So when we recover from an injury, you're going to have muscle imbalances. It's a given, because guess what? Our body is going to want to protect that injured side. So it's super important that we go ahead and we really take a look at those muscle imbalances and we address them. We really kind of hone in, we dig them out, we fix them, we ship them off where they need to be, only so this way you come out 10 times stronger than when you came in. And again, it's taking you from that PT stage and really taking you right up to that top part of that mountain and seeing you fly. Now, this is something I started talking to you guys about. Having that balanced schedule, when you have that balanced schedule, that training schedule, you want to include the rest day and the recovery day. And when I say rest day, I mean rest. Stop, do not do anything, enjoy the day with friends, family, go do something fun for yourself, but have a complete rest day. It's going to be pointless to try to, tackle another strength training session or do something else. Just have a rest day. I like making Sundays my rest day because I feel like Sunday is a great day for a rest day. Now, the other thing is to do that recovery day. Now, recovery day, you might be thinking, okay, it sounds like maybe I should be going to yoga or something like that. I'm a big believer in yoga. I think yoga is a great add-on to any of my athletes' training schedules. I highly encourage it because we could all use a little bit more flexibility, mobility, and probably just a little bit more calm breathing. It's not a bad idea to throw in an actual yoga class, one that's not too stressful, not too strenuous, one that really does focus on kind of lengthening our body and opening up our joint surfaces, our spine, things like that to give us that mobility that we really need on that recovery day. Now, I already said it. My other tip is really going to be about adding in that swimming. Swimming is a great way when we have a lower leg injury to help us recover faster and really to see that performance enhance. Now, I like to use the swimming with my athletes, with my runners, especially my triathletes, because guess what it does? It helps them actually increase their running speed, which then is going to increase essentially their pace. And then at the same token, it's going to decrease their overall time, meaning they're going to finish a lot sooner than they expected. So now, if you're curious to know what that secret is, I've actually left you this down below. It's a quick one-page PDF if you want access to my swimming program. It is a kicking program. It does require two things, flippers and a kickboard, but it is guaranteed to increase your overall speed. And I cannot state it enough. Swimming is a great add-on when recovering from any type of lower leg injury, especially one related to peroneal tendonopathy, simply because swimming is going to go ahead and strengthen the ankle and help with its flexibility and mobility with the ease of the water. Now, my next big tip, and this really should not come as any surprise as we've talked about the gait analysis right from the get-go, is going to be the footwear. Having a proper sneaker, having the right shoe for you is going to really help in this equation. Now, granted, there are some great brands out there like Hoka's, like Brooks, that are really designed more for the people who have had or who do suffer with some type of foot and ankle injury, whether it be Achilles tendonitis, plantar fasciitis, maybe you have a little bit more arthritis in the toes, Morton's neuroma, things of that nature. But these brands are exceptional at creating more stability and comfort for the runner who does suffer with various different types of injuries. So getting to your local store, really going ahead and having a proper, fitting for that sneaker is going to be the other game changer. Now remember something, what works for me is not going to work for you in terms of sneaker. Do make sure you get properly fitted, and I cannot stress that enough. Now, these are my tips when dealing with peroneal tendinopathy. They will work for you if you are now about to exit PT, but if you were just recently diagnosed with this injury and your doctor is suggesting that you go to PT, I would say go to PT, utilize it for what it is, let them do what they need to do to kind of start getting that scar tissue broken down and letting your body heal from that overuse injury. And then from there, take these tips and utilize them as you get back out to running. Now, if you have more questions, you know you can always reach out to me. Click the link I'm leaving you right here on the screen. Go ahead, you can book that free consult with me. I'm happy to discuss your injury, even if you are somebody who is currently possibly getting this type of diagnosis but are unsure of the steps you should take. All right, everyone, I'll catch you in the next video.